Okay, so picture this. You've just been appointed the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Congrats, right? Except there's no courtroom, no procedures, no rule book, not even a building. Oh, and you have to figure out what the entire judicial branch is supposed to do. That was John Jay's job. And honestly, the fact that he didn't just walk away is kind of impressive. John Jay was born in 1745 to a wealthy New York family. He became a lawyer and diplomat, which sounds fancy, but back then meant a lot of arguing in rooms without air conditioning. He was president of the Continental Congress, which sounds way more powerful than it actually was. Then he negotiated the Treaty of Paris. You know, the thing that ended the Revolutionary War? Kind of a big deal. He also served as minister to Spain during the Revolution. So basically, this guy was everywhere doing everything, and somehow still had time to help build a new government. Overachiever alert. You've probably heard of the Federalist Papers. Hamilton, Madison, and Jay wrote them to convince people the Constitution wasn't a terrible idea. Jay only wrote 5 essays because he got sick, which relatable. But those 5 essays? Pretty important. Federalist number 2, number 3, and number 4 argued that the states needed to stick together for security. Federalist number 5 warned about foreign countries messing with American politics. And Federalist number 64 talked about the Senate's power to approve treaties. Jay knew foreign policy inside and out, and his expertise shaped how the Constitution handled treaties. Not bad for someone who was literally too sick to write more. In 1789, George Washington appointed Jay as the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Sounds prestigious, but again, there was no Supreme Court yet. Jay had to build it from scratch. No courtroom, no procedures, no precedents to cite, just vibes and a powdered wig. He had to establish judicial dignity and independence while also riding circuit, which meant judges literally traveled around the country to hear cases, on horseback, in all weather, for months. So yeah, being a Supreme Court justice used to involve a lot more saddle sores than it does now. Here's a question nobody had answered yet. Could courts strike down laws they thought were unconstitutional? The Constitution didn't explicitly say. Jay believed they could, and his decisions laid the groundwork for Marbury versus Madison in 1803, which made judicial review official. That's the case that established the judiciary as a co-equal branch of government. So if you've ever heard about the Supreme Court striking down a law, you can trace that power back to Jay's early work. He didn't get the credit Madison did, but he set the table. In 1794, Washington sent Jay to negotiate with Britain. The result was the Jay Treaty. It avoided war, which was good, but it was super unpopular, which was bad. People literally burned Jay in effigy. Still, the treaty did something important. It established that the executive branch leads foreign policy, but the Senate has to approve treaties. It also set a precedent for what happens when the Senate rejects a treaty. Spoiler, the president doesn't just get to do whatever they want. Checks and balances. Jay resigned as Chief Justice in 1795 to become governor of New York. Then in 1800, he was offered the job again. He said no. Why? He thought the Supreme Court didn't have enough power. Which is wild because today the Supreme Court is incredibly powerful. That's the myth, that the Supreme Court was always this big, important institution. Reality? Jay had to build the judicial branch from nothing. He created the foundations that made the modern Supreme Court possible. So next time someone argues about a Supreme Court decision, remember, it all started with a guy riding a horse through the rain, trying to figure out what judges were even supposed to do.